Now finally is the best cost strategy, best cost provider strategy. Now देखो सिंपल याद रखो, गुज्जू बात, कम पैसे में कितना फायदा है मेरा, यही है बेस्ट कॉस्ट प्रोवाइडर स्ट्रेटेजी. कम पैसे में मुझे कितना वैल्यू मिल रहा है, कितना फायदा मिल रहा है, that is only the best cost provider strategy. Paying as minimum as possible, how much bigger and bigger advantages I am getting out of that. That strategy is called best cost strategy. Clear? So it is directed towards the giving customers more value for the money by emphasizing both low cost and upscale differences. The objectives is to keep cost and prices lower than those of other sellers of competitive products. That means now OnePlus comes into the picture. The right example of best cost provider strategies, let's say OnePlus, Xiaomi, and all of this, those who are giving better value in a cheaper rate or proper rate per price with compared to, let's say, Samsung and others. Now next is one video. Herein I will take you to the Apple's strategic team, wherein Apple's strategic management process, how it is done, they will explain you. Fine? Chalo.
It can't be denied that the decision to buy a mobile phone is a tough one, especially with the ever-increasing choices available in the market. It doesn't help that behind each perfectly packaged touchscreen is a company vying for the opportunity to make their mark upon the mobile phone industry. At the forefront of these options is the iPhone, manufactured by Apple. Over the past decade, Apple has managed to define the industry with their innovative products that have managed to capture the imaginations of audiences all over the world. However, innovation alone is not enough for the iPhone to stand out from its competition. Apple has implemented a number of well-placed business strategies to assert itself in the market.
Apple differentiates their products through the use of innovative technology and simplistic design features. The first iPhone released in 2007 was instantly recognizable due to its sleek minimalistic design and the iconic round home button. Rather than confuse their audience with different models of the phone, Apple has stuck to simply upgrading the iPhone each year with little change to the original design save for a variation in screen size. The same concept of simplicity has been filtered to Apple's mobile operating system, where new iOS is released every year and consumers can enjoy using the latest software on their devices for free.
Although Apple is inherently a personal computer company, it uses constrained diversification in order to utilize their expertise in developing hardware and software. The Macintosh, iPad, iPhone, iPod, and Apple TV are all computers, and they all run OS X, which creates economies of scope, allowing Apple to create cost savings because their resources are shared across multiple businesses. For example, the iMac and MacBook are both primarily constructed from aluminium and glass. So they don't just share the same materials, but they also resemble each other enough to create unity between product lines. Furthermore, Apple allows their users to sync their media and personal data through Calendar, Contacts, email, and iTunes across all of their devices. By doing so, they create a complete package for consumers that their competitors cannot match. This platform strategy makes each individual business more valuable than it would be as a separate entity.
Apple doubles down on efficiency, using a combination of strategic focus, simplicity, and supply chain rationalization. The key areas that Apple focuses on are target market, product line, product design, and organization design. By aiming for the consumer market as opposed to the B2B sector, the company is allowed to simplify its investments and operations and focus on what it does best, creating a product that is cool, desirable, and fun. By narrowing the depth and breadth of the product line, Apple is able to preserve management attention, facilitate marketing, and increase negotiating power over suppliers. By using simplistic design features, the products are streamlined and include only a few features that consumers will actually use. By identifying which features to focus on out of hundreds of potential features, Apple becomes aligned with its customers' usage patterns. This is good news for both the company and its customers, as it increases value for the customer while decreasing the cost of production through simplicity in design and rationalization of features. Likewise, the company's own organization design is exceedingly simple. As founder Steve Jobs once explained, Apple is organized like a startup. with one person in charge of iPhone OS software, one person in charge of Mac hardware, one person in charge of iPhone hardware engineering, one person in charge of worldwide marketing, and another being in charge of operations. What it all boils down to is that Apple retains control of functions that matter, like design, innovation, and outsourcing the functions that can be provided by others more efficiently, like manufacturing.
All this doesn't mean that Apple's strategy is without fault. MobileMe, a service that Apple offers in order to keep contacts, calendars, and emails in sync across multiple devices over the air, currently costs $99 per year. Rather than being a premium service, MobileMe should be the glue that integrates the platforms. The iBook store is rather limited, offering only books instead of all other print media, including newspapers and magazines. As the digital print industry is at its infancy, Apple could reinforce its image as an innovator by pioneering an app that offers all print media that can be synchronized throughout all devices, similar to iTunes. Even though Microsoft currently dominates the industry, Apple's stronger profit margins allow them to have a higher percentage of the industry's profit share without the corresponding market share. These observations are reminiscent of the personal computer market of the mid-1980s, where Apple dominated the early personal computer market with integrated software and hardware. Likewise, in the mobile market, Apple is integrating hardware and software, while Google is allowing any device to use Android OS in order to grab market share. But this should not be a concern for Apple, as they only need to maintain a 25 to 30% of market share in order to attract developers to develop for their platform. Instead of focusing on increasing market share, Apple should go back to its core strategy of differentiation through constant innovation. The release of the first iPhone in 2007 saw the immediate switch to touchscreens as the primary means of input for all other smartphones that gradually changed in design to resemble the iPhone. Similarly, the iPhone Safari and App Store have yet to find an equal. While competitors have tried to make improvements, the fact still remains that none have been able to make serious changes to the basic definition laid out by Apple in 2007.
Hope you have understood the concept of this section. It is clarified properly. You have enjoyed. See you in the next section.